So you've been granted a one-time temporary extension on May 27th. You can go to recording manager. Okay. Adrienne, Adrienne, your sound's off right now, just so you know.
See. Uh, can you see?
Hey,
Hello.
Adrienne, thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing?
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me now or?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see you.
Perfect. Hi, good meeting you guys.
Yeah, good meeting you too. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming on. This is I'm Brandon Rush, and this is
Hi,
my mom.
Brandon.
And I'm Mama Rush. I'm Brandon's mom. How are you?
Hi, Mama Rush. How are you?
Doing great. So nice
Cool.
to finally to meet you, Adrienne.
Yeah, Adrienne,
Thank
like
you.
I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day because I know you have a lot going on. You have Crazy Celeb Social
Mm-hmm.
going right now. Sorry, there's a little beep. You have Crazy Celeb Social going right now, and so I just
Yeah.
appreciate you taking the time and congratulations on that.
Thank you. I'm so excited because I'm only here in LA for like about 3 weeks. I wish you guys were here last week for the premiere in LA. We
Yeah.
did it at Zook. But then now I'm here for another week or so to keep promoting the show, and then I'll be back to Hong Kong.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I mean, first off, that's a blessing in itself. People don't realize how hard that is for someone to accomplish what you've accomplished and all the things you've done. I've been looking over it, but just for you to be able to do that in itself is a testament to your work ethic and what you're able to accomplish.
Thank you. Because I mean, you guys know, like, I work very hard, like, and it's just been like a long journey, since I was a singer. And then, like, ever since I graduated from UCLA, I started singing. And then, yeah. And then, but, like, I'm lucky to be able to have two top 10 singles. And I was the first Chinese to have two top 10 on the US Billboard charts. But then I realized, like, my passion is really in film and TV and acting and everything. So, this is like, it's a bit hard to transition from
Singing
singing
world.
into acting, but it just like takes a lot of like, small steps and things
Yep.
like that. So it's like you have to be very disciplined and work very hard. So yeah, so it's just been a very I'm very grateful for this journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Adrienne, I want to say that. Yeah, you were so I think if I read this right, you were the first, I think I heard Gigi say, I'm going to pronounce her name wrong, that you were the first Chinese to reach the top 10 Billboard.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It really is.
Like,
US, yes.
And that's straight from finishing at UCLA. You went straight into, you decided to sing one day. Did you always sing or did you know that you wanted to be a singer? Or how about that? I'm going to touch on that
Like,
too.
yeah, like I've always knew that I wanted to be an entertainer, but
Okay.
I was just like, I wanted to be an actor in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, but I went to UCLA. I studied communications and sociology. But then after I graduated, I actually, started as a TV host first.
Okay.
But then I was also in a movie as well. So I've met some really cool people from the movie. People from the Sheens family, and then they introduced me into the record label, and then so
Okay.
they really liked me, and then so we started working together, and then I was very lucky because like as soon as I started, they have invited Britney Spears and Beyonce's producer to work
Wow.
with me. So just after a couple of songs, and I got my songs on the Billboard charts. So yeah,
Okay. Wow. Wait, so you talking about like, I think you said Sheens, as in like Martin Sheen and Charlie Sheen?
yeah, their family, because their whole family's
Yeah,
in the
Emilio Estevez.
yeah. Their whole family. So like I met some of them, and then I got introduced into their record label.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. So it's funny you mentioned a couple things here I'm going to touch on. You said that UCLA, I lived in Westwood.
Oh,
And
cool.
I worked at O'Hara's or Maloney's. I worked there for like 5-6 years. And then a lot of my best friends are from UCLA. So I lived in that area for 10 years.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I went to UCLA. You was like, I was trying to I was actually trying to go to study film and TV.
Okay.
But then, like a lot of Asian parents, they like, they want the kids to study something academic. So
Yeah.
like, you're not going into film and TV. You're not. So I was like, okay, then let's compromise on something. So
Yeah.
I did communications and sociology.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, it's interesting that you took you knew what you wanted to do, but you still
Mhm.
did something that would help appease your parents as well, and still work in the field. My degrees in broadcast journalism and communications from USC, but
Oh, oh.
wait though, the real USC, University of South Carolina.
That is
Okay, the real
delicious.
USC. Okay.
Yeah. We were before the other USC. So I did the same thing. I went in communications, but then I realized after I got my degree that I wanted to, acting is what I wanted to pursue. But my mom and my dad, when he was alive, they believed in me too and pursued that fully. They supported me with that.
Oh, that's very nice. Nice
Yeah,
job, Mama.
Yeah. Well, we believe in supporting the dreams of our children here because our parents did that. Whatever we wanted to do, our parents support us all the way. And it just so happens that when Brandon came and said after graduating from the University of South Carolina, USC, he said, "Mom, I want to go out to California." I mean, it was this next day. I think he had just gotten home, and so he did. And we went about the process of getting him packed to go. And it has not been a disappointment because of the 10% of people that really make it in Hollywood, as you know. Very difficult process. He did that. And so God is so fabulous with us. So go ahead, Brandon.
Absolutely.
Oh, by the way, did you welcome her to the Buckle?
Oh, yeah, Adrienne, welcome to the Buckle Up Podcast universe with Brandon Rush and Mom Rush. And welcome, Adrienne. Adrienne, will you say your whole name, please?
Adrienne Lau, you mean in Chinese as well?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, Lao Sanji.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah, that's
in Cantonese, but there's also Chinese there's Cantonese and Mandarin.
Can you do Mandarin too?
Yeah, I can do Mandarin too. I speak both fluent English. I mean Cantonese and Mandarin.
Have you been able to do that since birth? I guess I would assume you've been able to speak all three, or how does that work?
No, well, of course, I speak. My parents and everybody in Hong Kong speaks Cantonese.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's also Chinese as well. But I also learned Mandarin, which most people speak Mandarin more so than Cantonese. Cantonese is more like a dialect.
Okay.
So yeah, Mandarin I've also learned through talking to people and things like that. So and I have to do some acting jobs in China, so I learned my Mandarin as well. So of course English as well. English.
That's amazing.
And your English is impeccable. Your English is impeccable.
Are you from here? Or are you from?
I'm pretty much. I grew up both from here and Hong Kong.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow. Yeah. Then that's amazing. So how did you end up? I guess you said you're born in Hong Kong, or would you kind of mind me explaining your upbringing, from day one?
Yeah, I was born in Hong Kong, and then when I was younger, I would go back and forth between Hong Kong and LA, and but I think my parents were smart. They wanted me to learn Chinese, and when you have to learn a language, you need to start when you're young. When you grow up, it's harder to pick up that language, and they always know that I would be able to speak English. So I've studied Chinese. I can read and write too, and
Holy
then
smokes.
and then I went to UCLA, and then. Of course, in America, you will always be able to speak English. But being able to speak Chinese has been a blessing because, now I'll be able to go back and forth everywhere in China or in Hong Kong. I'll be able to speak with everyone fluently.
Absolutely. Okay. Wow. That's absolutely incredible. Look at you being multifaceted and multi-talented in all these things that you do. And then how did you end up going to choose UCLA of all places? What made you think to go to UCLA? Which is a tough school to get into.
I really like UCLA I had a cousin that went to UCLA and he brought me to UCLA, and then I was like, oh my God, the campus looks amazing. And then of course, I'm in LA and I mean, everybody who wants to be in the industry would want to be in LA, right? So I chose UCLA. I really love the campus. I love the school. I love the people there. It was really nice.
Nice. Yeah. I fell in love with UCLA too. Just living in that area, I felt that I loved the whole entire environment. And I said, a lot of my best friends go to UCLA, so that's amazing.
Just how the environment is very nice. And then it's good because when I was in UCLA, I wanted to do acting, so I was able to. It's easier when you're in LA. You go to auditions. It's much easier than if you're somewhere else, right?
Absolutely.
So you go to auditions and everything there, and you can go to acting school, and then I also minored in acting at UCLA, and meanwhile I was also doing a lot of different entertainment jobs while I was there, and of course after I graduated as well. I pretty much got signed right away as a singer afterwards. Okay. Yeah, and then I had Mike Tyson on my first music video.
What? Yeah. The champ?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I also saw that. No, continue. I don't want to stop you because I was going to ask. I saw that you sang at the Beijing Olympics.
Yeah. So after I had my top 10 singles, and then that's when I had a lot of invitations from Asia to invite me
Okay.
back. So at the time there was the Beijing Olympics, and then I was like, oh my God, I would love to. So I sang the official song that's recorded in the official album for the
Oh,
Beijing
wow.
Olympics. Yeah. So that's when the time that I feel like I can speak Chinese, so I should like really do some more things back in Asia, right?
Yeah.
Which I mean, I feel like both LA and Hong Kong is my home, honestly, because all my family lives in LA actually. So it was during that time that I started doing more stuff, um, doing more tours there in Asia. So I was like, when I go back, I fell in love with that city, Hong Kong. And
Yeah.
then I mean, I just everything is like so vibrant, so crazy. People are nice, so much good food.
Yeah.
Like you see in the trailer, there's like parties and events every day, and then
Man.
yeah. And then like everything's very convenient. I mean, like things are not as spread out as here.
Okay.
Like you can hit like 5 places. You can go to 10 places in one night because
Really?
everything is just like really like so close to each other. Yeah. So I feel like I really love that like that place. So that's why I decided, doing more business in Hong
Yeah.
Kong as well. So I have like, I started becoming a entrepreneur. I started
Okay.
having fashion brands, and then boutiques, and then bars and stuff, so in
Okay.
Hong Kong, which is also like, and but I was doing that for a while, and I mean alongside with my entertainment as well. But
Yeah.
I just realized, that is like I just really wanted to find my passion, which goes back to why the reality show Crazy Celeb Social, like you
Yeah.
see a lot of crazy parties, crazy things that happen with the Asian celebs,
Yeah.
socialites, tycoons, a crazy lifestyle. But at the end of the day, like just your mama was saying, it's like, you have to really live your passion, and then
Yep.
like, follow your dream. Because like if you like when I was doing the business side, I mean I still love it, but it's like it's,
Yeah.
it's not my passion, right? So I just really, wanted to. And at the time when I was when I was growing up, I didn't like, I guess like I'm not like, I love my parents, but like
Yeah.
they wanted me to take another path. So
Hmm.
like I'm not saying that they don't support my dreams, but it's like, it's good to always like have people encourage you along the
Absolutely.
way, kind of encourage you along the way.
Yeah.
I think, during this time, like, everybody needs some encouragement, some
Absolutely.
positive vibes and things like that.
Absolutely.
So if you have people that encourage you along the way, maybe giving you opportunities or helping you along the way, that will
Yep.
help you a lot, right? As you grow
Absolutely.
up and things
Yeah.
like that. So, that's why for the show, like I said, like there's a lot of things, like, you see a lot of like crazy things, but like underneath all that, the message that I really wanted to
Yeah.
bring out is like, for people to really pursue your dreams.
Yeah.
For example, for me, like, I've always had this vision of like having like an international show that speaks
Yeah.
across culture, right?
Yep.
Not just for America, not just for Asians, but like, speaks across culture. So I've always had
Yes.
this vision. So it was like a fantasy for me, like,
Yeah.
but I realized that dreams are not fantasies no more. It can
Yep.
become reality. Like
Absolutely.
it has become a reality for me. So
Absolutely.
that's why I think, just like, for the theme of the show, like it's to have people like, just follow your dreams. Like, so you see like stories that evolves, with
Yeah.
me and other cast members as well, that, they will achieve certain things, along the way. There might be obstacles, there might be very like, difficult times or
Times
whatever, but they still, if you
overcome.
believe in yourself, and if you trust yourself, of course, you have to be very disciplined, you have to work hard.
Absolutely.
I'm not telling everybody just believe in yourself and then don't work hard. Like,
And
You have to work hard towards it.
that's right.
exactly. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're very disciplined as well, everybody, and like,
Very.
yeah, like you just believe in yourself and work hard, and then, dreams will come true.
Absolutely. Oh, sorry. Adrienne, I want to say this. First off, I mean, you're like a kindred soul of mine. Just hearing you talk, I relate to you on so many levels with what you're trying to do and helping people inspire their dreams. That's why I went after being an actor, was to help inspire kids and women and boys and girls look just like me, but just outside of that as well.
Mhm.
Also with your show, trying to get a global reach. We're at 5.2 million viewers and listeners throughout the entire world. My goal was to
Wow.
reach to around the world. We're in Asia too as well. And so we're in 17 countries right now. And
Wow.
so seeing what you guys have done, I am so impressed by that. I love the trailer. Just watching the trailer, I'm like, this is the show I'm actually going to tune into. You guys have so many different things. I love that it's real. I love that you're showing the beauty of Asian culture and everything. Like, I think that's because representation does matter.
It really
Right, right.
Yeah.
And also one of the main thing is like, we talk a lot about women empowerment and
Yeah.
also like Asian representation.
Mhm.
Like I said before, I've always like, try to build the bridges between the East and the West. I
Yeah.
think it's important,
Yeah.
and representation, like you said, we want to bring more, give different people more voices,
Absolutely.
more different
Yeah.
cultures, different diversity, no matter what age, what race, whatever,
Yep.
just different diversity, for storytelling and everything. So, I mean, it has always like, I've always wanted to bring more, even Hong Kong, Hong Kong productions or whatever
Productions.
to the US, or even bring more US faces or productions to Hong Kong, like just building bridges.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Adrienne, you can sign me up. I'll go to Hong Kong tomorrow and start working.
Yeah. Have you
So
been to Asia?
I haven't been. I've always wanted to
You
go.
guys should, yeah.
Yeah.
Hong Kong is your first place, like I think, because it's in the middle of everything. Like when you hit Hong Kong, like everything else is around. You can hit Japan, Korea, like everything else. It's around. It's a few hours away. So yeah,
Okay.
and Hong Kong is a great place, like where East meets West.
Yeah.
So like you'll feel like you'll feel at home.
Okay, Adrienne, I'll probably have to call you while I'm there and be like, Adrienne, we can
Yeah.
like kind of, I'm all ears. And then, what is it, my cup's half full? I think it is. Like it's half
Yeah,
full. As
yeah.
in, like, I'm always loving hearing about cultures, learning about new people and all that. So I would love to go. That's on the books.
Right.
Your country is so beautiful, Adrian.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love the fact that your culture is so disciplined. Your children, the kids, everybody's so disciplined and so mannerable in school and learn so much to impact your country. And I've always admired that, and something you said about languages. And you were so right. My mother taught French, but she always said children should start early learning
Right.
languages, not
You
late.
must. If you need to master a language, you must like learn when you were young.
That's correct. She said
Yeah.
at a young age. But I want you to go. I was so impressed with your abilities of everything
Yeah.
you've impacted. So I want you to really, as Brandon said, dive into those pieces of how you've used all your talents to master so many things. So share that with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, so especially for this show, right? Like, cause I'm producing it as well. I
Yeah.
produced it. So there, there's, and at the time, during we shot for a full year,
Okay.
just filming wise, yeah.
Yeah.
And then post production took a long time as well, because Amazon Prime has great standards, which I'm very honored to be working with Amazon
Yeah.
Prime.
Yeah, they do.
That it's so like throughout this whole time, and I don't know if you guys remember, we shot a bit of it during the tail end of COVID, which
Oh, really?
which lasted for a long time for us in over in Hong
Oh,
Kong.
I didn't know that.
It lasted for a long time. It lasted for 4 years for us almost.
Okay.
Like, so yeah, so that was difficult because we have plans to bring over more people from different parts of the world, but it was
Absolutely.
impossible. Just having to get into Hong Kong, you have to quarantine for 14 days.
Yeah.
Alone.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so people can't come in, So that's why, for season 2, I'm really planning to shoot, like, which we just announced it at the premiere.
Oh,
We might
congratulations.
shoot we might shoot a bit of it in LA as well, a part of
Okay.
it in LA. Because
Congrats.
we wanted to, like I said, like, build bridges between the
Yeah.
East and the West,
Absolutely.
So right now the show is a lot happening in Asia.
Yeah.
It happened a lot in Hong Kong. We went to Vietnam to shoot a bit in
Oh, wow.
Vietnam. Yeah. Yep. So, for the next season, we wanted to shoot a bit of it in LA, because the first season, just a little bit, a little teaser, like, it ended up with me coming back to LA.
Okay.
For something.
Cool.
There was a reason.
Okay.
So people need to watch it
We're gonna tune in.
can you tell us what that show is? Can you just
Oh, it's Crazy Celeb Social.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, great,
Yeah. Crazy Celeb Social. So we will be wanting to, like we announced it at the premiere. We want to, collaborate with different artists, different people in LA, So we also wanted to show LA to the Asian audience,
Yeah,
besides showing Hong Kong to the, it's an international show, and I believe,
absolutely.
collaborations is the way to go these days. People
It is.
collaborate with each other, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so that's how you build bridges, between cultures and things like that. So, showing people different places around the world, I want
Absolutely.
yeah. So yeah, so back to what we're saying, like, I was a producer as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's a lot because having to produce, you basically managing everything,
Yes. I know
from
firsthand.
right, exactly. You're starting with the finance, and then,
Yeah.
like, with the casting, and then the production, and the post production, the editing, the
Yep.
sound, the mix. Basically, you're the PA, whatever, everything.
Yes, you're every position.
So and all of the cast are my very good friends in there, which
Okay.
I'm very grateful that we've got a lot of like tycoons, their family, a lot advocate for LGBT.
Yeah, which is good.
One of the one of our main cast, Gigi's, is
Oh, Gigi,
awesome.
yeah, Gigi
Yeah,
Chow, the son
Gigi.
of Emperor song. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, exactly. And she's also, like, the advocate for LGBT, and for women empowerment as
Good,
well.
good.
Yeah, and then she of course, like, everybody heard her news. His dad, her dad tried to
Yeah,
offer like 100 million
this is
for
crazy.
US dollars for whoever can turn the daughter straight. So that became, like, it's like, like, when you watch the show, then you can see their story, how they
Yeah.
how their relationship evolved.
Okay.
Dr. Chow, her dad, is a good friend as well. So, like, he's a very nice guy, and
Yeah.
he's a very famous tycoon and famous. Uh, uh, Everybody calls him the Chinese most famous playboy.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so you can see how different stories evolve. There's people from different backgrounds. We have,
Yeah.
like, beauty queens, we have, like, singers, actors, people trying to achieve different things that
Absolutely.
are in the show. So you can see all kinds of different background of people trying to do what they want to do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Gigi, I saw the trailer. Like, honestly, I was hooked from the trailer. I literally saw this. I'm like, wait, like, one, as I said, I love learning about Asian culture, and it's just seeing that all of you all in the representation, which I find so important. It was so nice to see that all of you all come from these different backgrounds and to just learn. Like, because I realize it's for me as a fan now of the show, of what I've seen. I'll be able to learn so much about you all and be able to see so much of Hong Kong and where you guys travel. It's always been something I've wanted to do, and I'm big on history and finding out, especially about Asian culture. It's
Mhm.
nice that you guys are bringing such a big spotlight to that. Actually, more than a spotlight, a global
reach.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, like, we wanted to be global. We wanted to show people show different parts of the world bring to different audience. It's like, universal, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah, and you will realize, like, we touch a lot on Asian culture. You when you see the show, you realize Asian culture is very different from American culture, even the thoughts, the way they think,
Really.
like Asian culture are a lot more conservative and things like that. And they don't express very much, like, in America, like, oh, people, like, probably you say to mama, oh, I love you, whatever. But in
Yeah.
Asia, this is like, oh, we never say that to each other, like,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
because they're more like, like, yeah, you see that, you see some of that, like, in the show as well. People are very more conservative. They're not very as expressive
How about
as
hugging one
Yeah.
another?
Do you hug one another?
Hug and show affection in public.
yeah, not too much.
Oh,
Wait. Sorry.
I mean, of course, for us that are more,
Sorry, Adrienne. Go ahead. You got me shocked for a second.
yeah, for us that are we're more westernized,
Yeah.
right? So,
okay.
like, we grew up in the States or whatever, so of course this is normal to us.
Yeah.
But we're talking about, like, for people that are really living there, that grow up there,
Yeah.
that is not westernized. They're more like, okay, like, yeah, handshake, like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Go
So,
ahead.
Adrienne, a
Mm.
mother like I am doing a program for my son like that, would a mother do that with her son on TV or any social network, anything like that?
Yeah, there is more now because
Okay.
like there's more now, but like yeah, it's people do like are more open to things now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So but which is a good thing that you guys are doing a show together, It's
Yeah,
like
I
it's
know. My mom has so
beautiful.
much personality. I had to. She's been. Well, my dad was. I lost my dad to pancreatic cancer, but he was supportive too.
Yes.
But he would have been here with us too. But my mom is amazing, and I'm loving her being with it. We're enjoying the stories we hear from everybody.
Adrienne, I
Yeah.
love your
Yeah,
enthusiasm. I can feel
it's
that
good.
excitement for you have excitement for life. I can see that. And I want you to keep on talking because it makes me happy
Yeah.
to hear
Right.
you express yourself as a young person and you have accomplished
So much.
so much as a young person.
Congratulations,
And
first off, Adrienne. Like,
Thank you.
I'm proud of. I'm just finding you out now, and I'm proud of you. In case no one's like, I'm proud of what you've accomplished. I know that you've already impacted so many lives, including the people in that show. Like you have, you put this on your back, I'll say, but you had the support of those friends that you made around in Hong Kong and in the United States that have been like, we'll support you as well. And I'm happy for you, and I'm excited for you. And then one thing I wanted to ask, I saw that you going to where you getting learning all the different hats. I saw that
Yeah.
you worked with Martin Scorsese and Oscar Isaac, two of the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah,
names
yeah,
in
yeah.
the business. On
Yeah.
the card counter.
The card counter, yes. So, for me, remember I told you, like, my real passion is in film and TV,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So moving forward, besides keep on doing, because we're already planning season 2 for Crazy Celeb Social.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be keep on doing that, and then because also like I'm doing a lot of acting work and producer work, for the movie The Card Counter, which stars Oscar Isaac and Tiffany Haddish. Actually, I love
Okay.
them both. Yeah, and it was executive produced by Martin Scorsese. I was a co-executive producer on that movie.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been just learning a lot from the whole production process, and then I also did another movie with Nicole Kidman. She actually was filming in Hong Kong.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Is it already out, or you can't say the name? If it's out, if
it's
it's not
already
out, don't
out.
say
It's
it.
it's also on Amazon Prime. It's called The Expats.
The Expanse.
The Expats.
Okay, gotcha. I don't think I've seen that one yet.
I have to write
Yeah,
that
Expats.
down.
Okay.
Yeah, it was out like probably a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna spend more time, doing a lot of more movies, movie productions and things like the acting as well. So
Okay.
that's gonna be like my upcoming focus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be my upcoming focus. Doing more. But like, of course, besides Crazy Celeb Show, it's still my baby. That I
Yeah,
produce.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah,
But you
I'm
got
gonna
your
keep doing that, but my upcoming focus is gonna be like more movies, more
yeah.
TV in the U.S. And also like one of my main thing for it's also like you said, representation is important,
It does.
diversity.
Very,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
important.
diversity. We want like which I'm glad right now because at the time when I was singing,
It wasn't around.
it wasn't around. Yes,
No.
yes. But now there's a lot more diversity
Yeah.
you can see diversity in music, movies, TVs, and everything. So I think it's so we and of course with Crazy Selection we want to bring more different diversity
Background. Yeah.
background, like in the show and bring more Asian faces
Yes, please. Yeah.
for the American audiences as well. So
Yeah.
like I want to also do more new projects and productions, movies wise, TV wise, that building bridges, between the East and
Absolutely.
the West. I think, that's important.
Adrienne, two things I wanted to say was one, like I was coming up at the same time. It seems like we're coming out around the same time with acting. And there wasn't really that representation. I remember when I started out, which was in 2007, how it wasn't there. But the two movies that did it for, even though there were those people that were talented, they were of Asian descent and of African American / Black descent, like Crazy Rich Asians and Black Panther. Those two movies came out at the almost exact same time, and
Right.
it showed how many people, not of just Asian background or Black
Uh-huh.
African background, it showed how many people global wise loved that movie. There were kids that I saw that were Caucasian dressed up as Black Panther. There
Right.
were Crazy Rich Asians. I saw how I have friends of Asian descent that were so excited, and I saw like tears from them even to see that, hey, it's nice to be represented. And that made
Right.
such a huge difference. Sorry about that. I was gonna knock over this water.
Yeah, I didn't want
Yeah,
to
I'm
knock
sure
it
you
over.
can understand it as an actor as well. That
Yes.
yeah, like you feel, oh my God, our people are actually, being represented.
Yeah,
So that's one of my main goal as well, is to bring more
It's,
diversities, like different cultures into different parts of the world.
absolutely.
it's called you all have talent, and it's has been hidden. And so it's like hidden figures
Oh,
are hidden talent that God now is, and especially with the platforms that you all have as young people, you're able to see, if it's not on the TV screen,
yeah,
through seeing each other on
Mm-hmm.
your computers. And so the diversity is now expanding the
yeah.
globe. And that
Mm-hmm.
is so important. So I'm so glad that
Me
you
too.
are
Yeah.
you're sharing
Right.
each other's stories. And with Brandon being on 77 movies.
Yeah, 77 TV shows and
Wow.
movies. I've been blessed.
Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you. A lot of hard work, as you know.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a lot of hard work
Yeah, it does.
and
Right.
dedication, and
Mhm.
and I think not giving
Giving up.
up, and
Yes, exactly.
seeing your parents push you through,
Yeah,
even if it might be going to college and getting a degree of some sort. But they knew that they had planted those seeds, as we have with Brent, to make those seeds grow up and become these beautiful, beautiful flowers, beautiful trees, and make the world so wonderful. So keep on
yeah,
talking.
Adrienne.
Man.
Yeah,
It's
back.
always coming
Adrienne, you have as much time as you want. So whenever you gotta go, you just let us know because I'm loving talking to you.
Yeah. No, because I think, for me, it's just like, I didn't know that, because I was a girl from Hong Kong,
Yeah,
little did I know that I was gonna, like, I was, of course, like, like it was like a crazy moment when I was able to get on the Billboard charts, doing
yeah.
things like that, so like I want to be able to encourage other
Hmm.
people
Yes.
of my ethnicity, of
Yeah.
it can happen, like,
Yes.
it can happen to you. If it happens, if it happens for me, it can happen for you and everyone else too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like, like
Oh,
just keep pushing through, right? Like,
yeah. You have a
even
beautiful heart, a
You
beautiful
really
heart
do.
and
You
soul. I
so
can
really,
are
feel
you
it.
guys. So do you
Yeah.
you
guys.
really do.
Sorry, I just had to say that because my soul compelled me to have to say that. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you have a beautiful heart. Continue. You're good.
Yes. Oh man, I
Yeah,
tell
so
you.
it's just like, it's just like some things that I feel like, oh, I didn't know that I can achieve it before. Like when I
Yeah.
was when you were going through it, oh, you didn't know, like nobody knows how things are, but you just kind of ended up keep doing it, keep believing. And
Absolutely.
good people, when you have good heart, you just kind of meet good people that comes along,
Yeah.
that will help you along the way or
Absolutely.
whatever. Like, the right people always come in to
Absolutely.
help you and things like that. So I didn't believe that I was able to do, like, when I had the visions of having this international show,
Yeah.
maybe it was just a thought. I didn't know it was actually going to come true. So
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah. I do know what you mean.
yeah. So I'm not like, of course this is just like, a small accomplishment, but I wanted to use this story
Yeah.
to inspire other people or to encourage
Absolutely.
other people.
Adrienne, absolutely. Yeah, like it's my mom gave me a book called The Dream Giver, which is about a person going after their dream. It's a great book. I'm not gonna get into it too long, but basically, like you felt your calling one day. You know what? I can do this. I had the power within me, and you started putting in the steps. You maybe wrote down your goals, maybe even created a vision board. I'm big on vision boards of
Mhm.
what you were trying to accomplish, and then you started doing those steps to accomplish that.
Those baby steps, yeah.
Yeah,
Small steps at a time. Of
absolutely.
course, like I didn't, I wasn't expecting anything. I just kind of keep doing it and hoping, like hoping that but but it happens. So, it can happen for everybody.
Yeah, it really can. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm sure it didn't
Hmm.
happen overnight for you. It took time, but as you're learning and you're building these relationships, and because you have such a kind heart and a kind soul, I believe when you help out people, which I believe you've already done, I can tell just by talking with you, that you're blessed in that process. You're not gatekeeping. You're opening the door, and that's opening up more opportunities. I feel that the blessings that have come in my lifetime is because I've always led with a good heart, always been human, but
Right,
I've never been a gatekeeper. When there's so,
right.
there's people out there that gatekeep, but you continue to lead with kindness. You came on this show, for instance, and you are continuing to be blessed. And there's a reason that's happening, and I
Yeah,
believe
it's
God
just like
sees
to
that.
help each other out,
Yeah,
like help each other out. And then, of course, there are so many obstacles along the way. I'm not
Yes.
forgetting.
I had that on my list.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
many, like, yeah, like, I'm sure you know about it. Like,
Yes.
being in an industry for a long time, there's like, all these kind of crazy things that happen, but you just
Yeah.
gotta, like, be kind, be
Absolutely.
nice, help each other out and encourage each other along the way.
Absolutely.
I mean, there are also some people that don't want to see you succeed.
Oh, that's true.
Gotta be, yeah. But just still, it's okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Be kind to
exactly.
them still, then yeah, I guess.
You can't, the thing is, yeah, there are people out there. I've dealt with it personally, just like I know you've dealt with it personally. But look at how, I'm going to say, God has let your light shine regardless. Even when they put dirt on it, even when they put obstacles in the way to keep from you trying. And trust me, I've had the obstacles thrown at me too. Still, the cream always rises to the top.
It really does.
Right.
And
Right.
so that's right. And you have a purpose-driven life.
Yes.
Remember, you will both have your purpose has been driven by the Lord. And so God doing that for you, you cannot fail. Because sometimes with I guess what y'all call the haters.
Yeah.
Haters, yeah.
The non-believers in your success. That's not the purpose. The purpose is you have to impact others' lives, especially
Or at least we try.
Yeah,
We
so
try.
all you can, because not everybody takes advice.
That's right. With the most positive things you can. And that's going to always be an element in anything you do. So with that, you must use that to fire. That's just gas on your fire.
Yeah.
And so with that, we just have to keep going forward. So let's go on and talk
Adrienne,
because I am so impressed.
I love Adrienne. You're welcome back here anytime, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like literally.
Maybe we can do it when I go back to Hong Kong so we can share some more stories.
Yes, please. And any of those people, yes, anybody's welcome. Anyone you know, be like, hey, you met Brandon, you met mom. My mom's name's Carolyn, but we call her Mama Rush.
I refer to as
Mama
Mama
Rush.
Rush.
They're always welcome on here. Yeah, Hong Kong. Yeah, no, we're friends for life now. You know.
Oh yeah.
But Mom was saying, I think she was so proud of you. Mom said something. So impressed. My mom said,
I'm
was so
impressed by you, by everything that you have been talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, so many lives. I mean, the people that have come in your space at this time for you to do so much with their careers, to give them so much exposure out there. That's a blessing.
It is.
And when you meet I always say, if I meet you, God meant for that to happen. That was supposed to happen. And if by chance he moves that entity out, you know that you have to move forward and continue to impact others as well as yourself, because you're growing, you're learning more, you're becoming the expert in different fields of life. And so we're going to talk about, I want you to talk.
Yeah, Adrienne. Going back into, like, I've always been curious about like I said, I've always wanted to work in Hong Kong in the film and movie business. What is that like out there? Because they do some of the biggest projects. I know Frank Grillo is an actor who's big time over in that market for stuff like that. So I was wondering, maybe you could talk about it if you.
Like, you mean the entertainment industry in Asia?
Yes, ma'am. Like the movie business, or yes, I would love to hear about it.
Yeah, like to be honest, I'm mostly involved in the U.S. movie production, which I'm very grateful about.
Yes.
Yeah, which I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah, I know.
But we're happy to say, even I just finished a movie with Colin Farrell. They were shooting, yeah. We were shooting a lot in Hong Kong. Majority of it was shot in Hong Kong and Macau.
Oh wow, Macau.
Yeah, Macau.
Okay.
Yeah, Macau is like the Vegas of Asia.
Oh, really? We didn't know that. You see, we're finding out for the first time.
Yeah, Macau. Yeah, so it's all casinos and everything. Is the Vegas of Asia. So I mean, a lot of productions, even U.S. productions, are doing it in Asia as well, which I'm very happy. But over in Hong Kong, like there's like a lot of we're very known for like the kung fu movies and everything. We have a lot of kung fu stars like
Bruce Lee.
Jackie Chan.
Chan.
And then I saw one of the people in the show is the son of Jackie Chan's boy. I can't. One of the people that's on your show, her husband,
Oh, Sammo Hung.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Sammo Hung. Sammo Hung is a legendary kung fu master.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, him and Jackie are like, like brothers, right?
Yeah.
Like in the kung fu world, they're both the top. They're
Mhm.
legendary kung fu icons. So the oh yes, that's so the son and the daughter-in-law are in the movie, are in
In the
Crazy
show.
Celeb Social as well. She's
Yeah.
one of my very best friends. So yeah, so like you see, so her story, it's like about family,
Okay.
the families, because Samo's son is very busy also in the movie business. So that whole family is the whole. So Sammo Hung is a legendary kung fu icon, and
Yeah.
then son is also an actor. The daughter-in-law is it's Miss Hong Kong. She's a beauty queen, so she's
Holy
also
smokes.
yeah, she's also an actress as well. So she's also in Crazy Celeb Social. So she will have her own stories about families that you can see. So like I said, like like there's a lot of different characters in
Yeah.
Crazy Celeb Social you will see.
Absolutely. Did you want to talk about some of those guys real quick? Did you want to mention any of them, or we can just watch it from the trailer? It's up to you.
We can mention, like, I think also another thing that we touch upon, it's like I think women now, because our show is about women empowerment,
Absolutely.
right? So like a lot of women, maybe they feel like, oh, they can't do a lot, because they have children or
Yeah.
whatever. But now I think it's not the case anymore. Women can have both career and family,
That's correct.
Absolutely.
right?
That's
So
right.
it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
like,
You're amen.
That's
yeah,
right.
time has changed.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, women need to just stay home and watch the kids, especially for Asian culture.
Mhm.
Maybe it's even like sometimes in Asian culture, women are more subordinate. They are supposed to be stay at home, and
Okay.
they're supposed to like raise the kids and things like that. But I think I want to encourage all the women out
Absolutely.
there. You can have dreams too. You can have your career too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, your job is not just raising kids. Of course that's important, but you can do both at the same
Yes.
time.
And
Yeah. So we touch upon that as well,
okay.
which is a strong message in the show. Yeah.
Right.
Good.
And
That's very encouraging.
It is, Adrienne.
My mother was a professional, and so I was a professional as well. But I wanted to ask you a question. How did you come up with the concept
Mhm.
for Crazy Celeb Social? How did you come up with that concept? And
Yeah,
how
it's
long did
like
it take to develop it?
it's like because like all of the people you saw in the show are my friends, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like we have this crazy lifestyle, right? Like crazy, like you see parties, whatever,
Yeah.
champagnes or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But at the end of the day, we're all just humans,
Yep.
Yes.
right? So we all deal with struggles like everyone else does. Like it's all everybody have like their struggles
Yeah.
and
And
their
it's stuff. Yeah.
difficulties. So of course, like behind all this craziness, everybody deals with the same thing.
Absolutely.
Everybody is the same. So but I just thought, oh, it will be interesting. I thought some people might be interested in seeing this different culture and this
Mhm.
different lifestyle,
Yes.
because it's a bit different from the ones in the US. So
Yeah.
I
Yes.
just want to just kind of like I said, build bridges, like show other parts, people,
Uh-huh.
what other people are doing in other parts of the world, right? So
Absolutely.
that's how the concept came about, but behind all of that, like all the struggles are this, like we all deal with the same thing. So
Yeah.
like so the reality show is quite real. Like
Okay.
Yes.
Adrienne.
it's
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Adrienne. Sorry.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Talk.
oh no.
Yeah.
Like I said, like so it's very real. We try to like but also there's a lot of dramas,
Yeah.
gossips, like yeah, fights,
Yeah.
like what you see in reality shows, like
Yeah. Something
there's
for
so many
everybody.
ups and downs. Like it's so like there's so many drama queens.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw the stylist guy. He looks like he's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
He looks like he's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's funny because when I talk to a lot of different people, like different people would tell me, "Oh, I really want to see this story. I really want to see."
Yeah.
Like people are interested in different things, which I'm glad to hear. So that's why I try to bring different kind of like
Groups. Dynamic.
personalities
Yeah.
or different kind of people
Yeah.
in there. So people are drawn to different things. So some people like cars, some people like drinks, some people like parties, some people
Yeah.
like different things. So it's just like a wide range of characters.
Absolutely. Adrienne, I want to say this because you talked about women empowerment and that being a big theme of your show. That's actually a big theme of ours as well, which is why we have so many women on here. But I wanted to relate that to my mom. My mom is one of the strongest examples of how a mom, absolutely.
Thank you, Brandon.
First off, when I lost my dad to pancreatic cancer, I will say that. And when he passed away, my mom was always there. She's always been a figure in my lifetime, but she stepped up and helped her two sons who were dealing with their dad dying. But before that, when I was growing up, my mom worked two jobs sometimes to support us and support our family. Having to outwork everybody else. Not only that, when I was in high school, I literally would go to bed at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at nighttime. My mom would be up studying all night for the job that she worked at. And by the time I got up the next morning to go to school, she would still be working.
Yeah, so that's diligence.
Yeah. And it's proof that the incredible woman, this incredible Black woman here who has supported her family. She's someone that is a prime example of, hey, like, look, I have two kids, but I have a career. I worked hard, and I'm not set into typical positions that sometimes society tries to put onto you. So that's why I wanted to mention my mom.
You're so sweet.
Bravo.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much. Well, I sold medicines. I was a pharmaceutical specialist. And so when you deal with doctors, you need to be on top of knowledge. And I knew that I had to study at night because it was about imparting medicines to them, though they've been to medical school. But if you sold a medicine, you needed to sell it right to the doctor and make sure it fits into his patient types. And so I didn't want to go in there not knowing. And so in order to help my family, and his daddy was a hard worker as well, and brought to family, I had to do that. But I love volunteering in the community too.
Right.
So
I think giving back to the community is very important.
And I worked with the Ronald McDonald House, where they would bring children from all over the world to be treated at the Ronald McDonald House for different ailments, different things that only the United States had the capability to treat these children from all over the world. So I would leave a job, and then I would do sometimes another job, but then go to make sure we did the community work, that we were what our life is, a purpose. And so when Brandon mentioned his father was big on community too. Huge on that. And his father served on a lot of boards as well. So we just always felt that was a part of not just doing your professional life, but being active within the community. So
giving back to the community.
Exactly. That's your social responsibility as well. So thank you, Brandon, for that. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Adrienne, sorry, one last thing. UCLA, they have the UCLA Adaptive Sports Program for kids that are able-bodied, non-able-bodied. I worked with that for 10 years. So played wheelchair basketball league. I'm not sure if you ever know about that, but it happens at the John Wooden Center. They have a UCLA Adaptive Program for kids and adults. Some that have veterans, some are able-bodied, and then some are like paralyzed or not able to use the access of their lower. So that was a great program too at UCLA. I'm not sure if you ever knew about that, but I just wanted to mention it to you.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I didn't know about that, but that's cool.
Yeah. But it's great. You said you like giving back too. Yeah. Volunteering, all that kind of stuff is important. I'm sure you do that too.
Yeah. I do that a lot. Yeah. Especially over in Hong Kong as well.
Okay.
Yeah. We do a lot of different charity works and everything, reach out to the community.
Do you ever build, sorry.
Yeah. Especially with like kids and Yeah. So that's.
Tell me something. Do you ever get burned out?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah, I do. Sometimes, like I said, like things don't always go. And then of course, like you get burnt out, and then, you can not always be so positive, even though like I try to be positive all the time, but you cannot be so positive 100% every day. 24/7.
That's too funny. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, I try to be, but then there's always times, and then there's always like, like when things don't go that well. So it's just like, I think it's also like, the attitude that we have, okay, I just try to go along with the flow. Okay, maybe with this door closed, okay, don't fight it then, like, or
Ooh,
like, you just kind of like try to try to think of it. Okay, take it as, okay, maybe that if this doesn't go like this, like the way you expect it,
yeah.
Yes.
it's okay, let it go,
Oh, wow.
but
Yeah.
Adrian, that was
just
such a great quote. I never even thought about that. I've never heard it explained that way, nor have I ever thought of. I've never heard someone say, hey, "This door closes, let it go." I've never once thought about that, and that actually has opened up my perspective of thinking, like, you know what, she's right. It
Yeah,
was
I
meant to
mean, just
close.
don't
Yeah.
try to fight it. Like, a lot of times your unhappiness comes from like the way your thoughts, your mentality.
That's
Like, oh, you might think, oh, like this doesn't go well, oh, that I'm so unhappy. Then
Yeah.
maybe think of it, you know what? Maybe this might be better. Maybe that gives you an opportunity to do something else, or
Mhm.
things like that. So I always just try to go with the flow. Like, like, even though, remember I told you I wanted to become an actor
Yeah, you did.
since the beginning. But when the door opens for me to become a singer,
Yeah.
then I take, of which I'm very grateful that I was offered that opportunity.
Yeah.
That I have so many great people that to be able to that I was able to work with throughout this
Mhm.
whole singing career. I've had 6 albums out. I've toured a lot of places around the world, right? So I was very, but like, and then so I just kind of like go with the flow, kind of like.
Yeah.
And of course, like, you cannot always, like I said, when things don't go well, okay, well, go to sleep, the next day it'll be a better day.
Adrian, I love you. I really do. Like, you are a force of nature. That's so true.
bye bye. It's like I'll never think about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or I always say when things don't go right, I always say, well, I'll think about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the
Right.
tomorrow never comes for me to think about it again. Okay.
Yeah, and I always think if things don't go right, it's like maybe that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you
Yeah.
know, like if things maybe if you take that route, it might come out worse or whatever.
You're right.
It was that door was supposed to close.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I found out in my life, if I don't close the door, the Lord will close the door for me.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And
Yeah. If
then
that's the right.
because
Yeah.
He sees your journey bigger than you see it. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you are tinkering around and messing around with that, you will never excel to where you need to be and open up bigger doors.
Mhm.
So
Right.
that's why it's so important that you have that ability to say, okay, well, that's supposed to be over. Let's just go for it.
Yeah.
And look at all the impact you're now making.
Seriously.
And if you gotten stuck back there, it would have never
Right.
happened here.
Yeah.
And that's so good. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you to do, because you told me you can sing.
Uh-oh.
Can you sing something for us? Because I
Oh.
want, please,
She might have to warm up her voice or something.
she could say, if you don't mind singing a little something, I want to hear what you.
Adrian, you don't have to. I'm saying
you
you don't have to. Adrian, if you want another. Actually, Adrian, you know what?
Let's see if she wants to sing something.
Adrian, you don't have to.
Well, okay.
I'll send you my songs.
But that'll work. Yeah,
All
that'll work, Adrian. I think that's probably the best. And then Adrian,
Brandon could see you blushing. And
yeah,
all.
you don't want to put someone on the spot. Like, you never put someone, like when someone said, "Hey, Brandon, do a monologue."
Well, thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
I will back off.
Adrian, next time
We'll my check off list.
yeah, Adrian, we'll pre-prepare you for next time you come on, because I said I do want you to come back literally anytime.
Yeah.
And then Adrian, what you should do if you don't do this already, you should be a motivational speaker.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
my God. I don't.
You
Really?
changed my life today just in talking to you. Like, there's so many things you've said that I'm like, oh my gosh, like my thought process always changed about the thing. Hey, just let it go. Think about tomorrow. Just let it go. That door closes. Because I'm always trying to put my foot in that door to hold it open. Or
Yeah, I tried to do that before, and I realized that I got hurt here
Yeah.
and there, and then like so I'm like maybe take it. There's always another way out, or think of it in another perspective or something.
yeah, Adrian, when you you're right. Adrian, when you become the commencement speaker at UCLA, please let me know so I can be there present.
Okay.
I see
try.
that for you. You should be.
Really? Okay.
And I don't lie. I don't BS. I'm a person that keeps it 100 all the time. You would be the perfect commencement speaker because of who you are, what your soul is, and who you are. Because I said, I think you should be motivational speaking, but you need to be that on the big, not just on smaller levels, but you should be that speaker. If UCLA doesn't know about you, and I know they have all these people that done this, that, and the other, but they should know about you because your story is amazing.
And I want the viewers here in America and all over the world, United States and all over the world, for them to see a talent as you.
Yeah.
And everything that when they see these shows that you've been on producing, co-producing, and making them successful, that they can do something similar. They can reach a dream. A lot of young people. How many of you?
We have 5.2 million now.
Yeah,
wow,
it's so amazing. The demographics,
from around the world,
of the people in your age group, that are trying to figure their way as to what they really want to do in life.
Yeah.
And the stories that you are now bringing forth with your programs, your different shows and everything, it's really changing lives. So I'm so happy. Brandon said, oh, today she has a big group of people. So mama, get ready.
Yeah.
And I said, I will, because I want to hear her journey, her stories, and we just haven't touched on everything because we could be here. I could be here all day.
I know you got a busy schedule ahead of you, Adrienne. But Adrienne, that's why I asked if, and I'm going to thank Carla too. Carla, she wrote me. She's like, Carla Marie. She's like, Brandon, you have to meet Adrienne. And I'm like, Adrienne Lau. Is that did I pronounce it right?
Yes.
She's like, you have to meet Adrienne Lau. And I'm like, okay, yeah, just connected. So I actually wrote you that night, but I think it was the wrong number.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I was like, is Brandon gonna reach
I wrote that night.
I never saw that text. So
I'm gonna screenshot it so you can see it.
Yeah, but I think we should do this again, maybe in Hong Kong when I go back.
Please. Yes, please.
We can chat again.
Yes, please, Adrienne. We would love that, and because I know you gotta go.
We can keep you posted about what's going on with the shows and like with the everything in Hong Kong, and tell you more about what you want to know.
Please, Adrienne, as much as possible. I'm dead serious. I'm a person that keeps my word. I'm dead serious. Anytime. I would love for you to do as much from Hong Kong as possible.
And I would like to thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
With all the impact you're making in your country and ours.
Yeah.
And you took time to spend some with the people out here in the United States are with us. I appreciate you taking.
I had a great time chatting with you guys.
Oh, yeah,
we did too, Adrienne.
So Mama Rush, I didn't mean to not sing, but to be honest with you, I'm more like a fast song singer. So if it doesn't have like the music and everything, it doesn't I'm not really like, a slow ballad, like, I have to like have all the music and sound and like the dancers and things like that. Bro.
Brandon can tell you I rapped one time.
Oh, she did.
I rapped.
Oh, I can't rap. Okay.
Yeah. No, I couldn't either. But I wanted to do a presentation for a group of a company I was working with. And I wanted to get the point across to my teammates about a subject. So that was before rap became so big. Yeah. So I put on this outfit, walked around in this big old conference room with this big old table, and I rapped for the whole group, and they fell out laughing. And just saying the words of our products and what they're about and how we can sell them in a rap. So when I tell you things like, oh, just let me hear your voice, but it's not the critique or anything.
Oh, yeah,
it's just that. But for you to have had songs and videos,
albums, top 10.
I said, well, okay, let me just get that in. But we can do that next.
Yeah, absolutely, Adrienne.
It's okay. We can leave that aside.
Yeah, we will. I'll go to the videos, Adrienne. There's plenty of videos out there.
I'll send you the videos.
Please, sounds good.
You have any other questions for us before we leave? Because I always like to open the floor up for you to ask us anything.
It's okay if you don't.
I will go read some more information. Especially, I'm very interested in your 77 movies as well.
Oh yeah, so I'll tell you all about it.
So then we can touch on that next time.
Oh yeah, please. And any information. And then if you need agents out here, I know a bunch.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that would be great. I wanted to spend more time here in the U.S., so I wanted to also look for a good agent and manager out there.
Perfect. New York and Atlanta, I have the two of the best.
And stay tuned because
anyone in LA?
LA, I don't have as good as representation, but New York and LA, New York and Atlanta, I have the best. But that covers almost everything all the way to LA, because a lot of the business now is shifted. A lot of the business has left LA. Only about 5-10% of things film in LA anymore. Just so you know.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So everything. Yeah, so yeah. I think the world is very universal now. Like when I'm in Hong Kong, people in the US can still see my tapes and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
do you mean like, you know, even if they're in New York and Atlanta, they do everything worldwide?
Yeah, absolutely worldwide.
cool.
But the business, a lot of it is left. I can tell you about that off of here, but most of the business is left LA. Like it's only 10%. Everything's gone to London or New York, and it was in New York, Atlanta, or is in other places other than LA. LA because of taxes and all that.
You mean the movie productions?
Yes.
Yes.
The studios are
Oh.
empty. I used to work all the time. The studio lots are empty. I've seen so many studio lots empty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'll tell you all about it off camera.
Yeah, tell me more about it. Yeah.
And finally, Brandon plans to have some agents on.
Oh yeah, I do. I have agents. I have a big. Actually, I do have one agent. I have a big guy from William Morris Endeavor coming. He's top guy.
So he'll be on this podcast as well. So that's great. Well,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Adrienne.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's so good
Adrienne,
chatting
thank you
with
so
you
much.
guys.
Have a great rest of your day, okay? And week.
Thank
All
you,
right.
guys.
All right,
Okay,
Adrienne. As I said, sorry. There's one guy from William Morris Endeavor that's coming on. He's the guy. He's the guy that you want to know, and he would love you. His clients have Oscars, so he's the guy.
Cool.
All
So
right.
you can introduce us. Or
I
something.
absolutely will. I absolutely will.
Cool.
Okay.
All righty, Adrienne. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, you're wonderful.
Lovely.